Hello, thanks for joining me again. This is Kevin Kaplan from the Infant and Early Childhood Mental Health Team at the Children's Resource Center in Bowling Green, Ohio. This short tip video is another one of the ways that we're using to support parents, teachers, and caregivers during this challenging time. The topic of this short tip video is serve and return. The visual picture I have here with the 5 components of serve and return is from the Harvard Center on the Developing Child. I would invite you to look that name up on the internet with the name serve and return. There's a great resource that they have that goes in depth about this strategy. And they also have a wealth of more information on other strategies and early childhood tips. So serve and return is really about having a mutual and present interaction with your child or the child you're caring for. And looking at the 5 components, the first one is really noticing the serve that the child has done. Where is their attention focused? Maybe they're trying to point or show you something. Maybe they're holding that thing up to you, or they're trying to get your attention and share something with you in some way. And so first is just noticing that. The second component is returning that serve by supporting and encouraging. So as you've seen in the first picture there's a mom who looks like she's kneeling down next to her son who's pointing at something, and then she's pointing at it with him. So she's showing him by her physical behavior, by copying him, she's showing him that she recognizes what he's pointing at. And returning that serve is offering some support and encouragement. And it might just be saying something like, I see you're pointing at something over there. What is that? And just allowing them, waiting, giving them a moment. Maybe you then give that item a name, whatever it is, a red car or a boat or a train, all those amazing things that you can see out there in the world. And you might encourage them to explore that a little bit further by asking a question or just making a face and waiting to see what they do. Sometimes that can be the funnest part, is waiting to see what's going to happen next. But giving it a name can help build those language skills, the building blocks for language. And so the more that we label things and name things that they're touching and interacting with, the more they will hear those words, and the structures in the brain can begin to support the use of language. The fourth component is taking turns and waiting. So if your child is handing you something or trying to get you to engage with them or play with them with something, you might take your turn and then wait to see what happens next. So this becomes a back and forth, almost like practicing turn taking. And we know how important it is for children to learn that skill, especially when they get to school, because taking turns can be really difficult if we've not practiced it. So this is an early opportunity to practice that. And the fifth component is practice endings and beginnings. So it's just kind of allowing things to happen naturally and noticing maybe when your child is done or has had enough. If an infant has had enough of a toy or a game or a video or a song, you probably would notice some behavior that says they're done with that. And you might just recognize that by saying, oh, it looks like you're done watching that, and turn it off. You might turn it off yourself. Or leading into another activity, you might help practice the beginning by saying, oh, it looks like you want to play with that toy. And then you could get down on the floor with them next to the toy and wait and see what happens next. And start all over again at number one by noticing their serve, returning it, naming and labeling, and then taking turns, that back and forth. And again, the best suggestions I can give would be making sure that you're following their lead, encouraging them with patience, labeling things as you interact, and allow for the turn taking to happen. Not forcing it, not pushing it, just allowing it to happen and being patient, and then recognizing their body language when they're ready to start or stop something new. That's all I have. Thanks for joining me for another short tip video. I hope you stay tuned for more materials from us, and I wish you well.